Here's a song called Wonderful.
You are perfect in your own way. You are beautiful in your own way. Every day now, make it your day, 'cause it's wonderful in its own way. There's just a one you and one me, and that's wonderful in its own way. There's just a one you and one me, and that's wonderful in its own way, in its own way. Life has chose you to express yourself just as you are, just as you are, without fear. Plant a new thought, watch it grow up in its own way. Life has chose you, life has chose you to express yourself just as you are. There's just a one you and one me, and that's wonderful in its own way. There's just a one you and one me, and that's wonderful in its own way. A one in a billion is what you are. That alone changed the world. I am grateful, I am grateful. There's just a one you and one me, and that's wonderful in its own way. There's just a one you and one me, and that's wonderful in its own way, in its own way.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Agape. Here we are again, Sunday. I love Sundays because I get to be with you. And so if you're out there, check in. Let me know who's out there. I love to know where you are, what's on your mind. Check in, because that's how I can connect with you. That's how I find ways of bringing this community of Agape out into the world in a meaningful way. So if you're here for the first time, what we are at Agape is we're a spiritual community that teaches a practical way of living, and we use the wisdom of the science of mind. And what I talk about each and every week, each and every day actually, is all practical stuff. And so if you don't know what agape means unconditional love. The love of God operating through the human heart. And when I talk about unconditional love, I'm not talking about romance. I'm not talking about lust. I'm talking about acceptance. So when I talk about, do I unconditionally love you, it means I unconditionally accept you as you are. Now you see, that doesn't mean I have to like you, but I accept you as you are. I'm not in judgment, because anytime I'm in judgment, I'm out of it. So our vision at Agape, it's a world of conscious individuals supporting each other's evolution. Isn't that a beautiful way of looking at it? Our vision is a world of conscious individuals supporting each other as we evolve. Our values as a community are conscious awareness, personal growth, authenticity, and community. More than ever, community is important, because I truly understand in the world today, we need each other to lean on. And sometimes we look at our partner and we say to them, it's okay, lean on me. And in other times we say, is it all right if I lean on you for a little while? And maybe the two of you don't have it, and maybe you got to lean on someone else. That's why we're building a community. And we are a worldwide community with a strong presence here in North Texas. So I want you to know that no matter where you're at, Agape is here for you. Remember one thing. If you don't ask, we don't know. If we don't know, we can't do anything about it. And that's the number one rule we teach in any relationship, is you have to ask for what you want when you want it. If you get nothing out of this Sunday, get that agreement that you have with the people that are closest to you in your life. We have an agreement. We will ask for what we want when we want it. And when that agreement's in place, you have now no longer have any responsibility for reading what's on the other person's mind. Because if they don't tell you, you don't have to figure it out. You have an agreement. I believe in making life simple. How about you? Let's take a moment now and let's get ourselves centered. So I invite you to sit with your back straight, your hands gently resting on your lap. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Consciously take a deep breath in and release. Take another deep breath in and release. And one more deep breath in and release. Now I want you to bring your awareness to the very top of your head, to a point about 2 inches above the top of your head. And I want you to visualize a ball of purple light. It's spinning clockwise. It's spinning up and to your right. And this ball is purple energy, divine energy. Visualize now that this energy now encapsulates you. You're actually in a spiritual cocoon of purple light. And in this cocoon, you are safe. You are protected. There's no reason to fear anything. And now in this safe and loving environment, I want you to bring your awareness to your heart center, in the center of your chest at the heart level. And here visualize a 2-inch in diameter ball of green light, the most beautiful green. Green is the color of the heart chakra. I want you to envision that green light now moving into your body, filling every cell, every nook, every cranny, so that inside your spiritual cocoon, you are filled with green light. And this light is clearing and healing you physically and mentally. As you sit here, breathing for just a few moments, on the inhale, breathe in I. On the exhale, breathe out am. I am. I am. You are both the divine and you are the human. I is the divine, am is the human. Realize there is no judgment in the I. So you can become any am you desire. And know that in this sacred space, infinite wisdom is here to guide and direct you to the highest expression of who you are. All you have to do is listen. And when you hear that answer, go into a state of gratitude and act upon the answer. Take one step. And what you're doing is you're stepping into life, guided by the divine, and experiencing it in the human. That's life's journey. Divine guidance and human experience. It doesn't get any better. So fill yourself with gratitude that you took the time to go into your spiritual cocoon, to bring out that healing, heart-centered light, and know that you can come back here at any time by simply focusing on some deep breaths and visualize yourself in that sacred cocoon and know that you are divinely guided. So in gratitude, in deep, deep gratitude for this few moments, start to bring yourself back to this time, to this space, moving your hands, your fingers, maybe your head around. And when you're ready, open your eyes and put a big smile on your face. Today's talk is about the idea that you were born wise. You were born connected to infinite wisdom. Infinite wisdom is right where you are all the time. Carl Jung states that in the collective unconscious, the individual conscious mind exists within the total unconscious mind. In other words, what Carl is saying, he's saying there's a macrocosm that is the infinite mind, that is everywhere present. And within that macrocosm, there is the microcosm, the mind that I'm using, the mind that you're using. But you see, it's not a mind, an independent mind. It's a level of awareness. So my level of awareness will be different than your level of awareness, than everybody's level of awareness. Because it's like if you're in a huge 1,000,000 square foot warehouse that's filled with everything you can imagine, and you have a flashlight, and you have a narrow beam, whatever you shine that flashlight on will be the degree that you see. But if you open up the beam so it's broader, you will actually see more. And where you point the beam will have an impact on what you see. That's the same thing that happens with our level of awareness. There's an infinite universe. There's infinite intelligence out there. We see based on where we focus and how broad we allow ourselves to focus. But we have been taught, we have been conditioned to have a very narrow focus. In fact, we've been taught that the narrow focus is all there is. This is the ego. The ego is that narrow focus. The ego is that which doesn't let us see the bigger picture. The ego wants to be right. Spirit knows there is nothing that's right. There's only infinite possibilities to experience and to become more aware. The total unconscious mind that Carl Jung talks about contains the collective experience of all individuals from the beginning of time. Do you get that? That this total unconscious mind, the infinite mind, It has all of the experience that has ever happened by anyone, anything, since the beginning of time. In other words, this mind has eternal wisdom. It will continue to have everything in it. Now, if you can imagine a mind that has everything in it, do you think that this mind might have the answer to any question you might have based on the limited perspective that you are experiencing? I think so. But do we tap in? Do we take the time and ask those questions and sit and listen and realize that the answer may be beyond the awareness that we have? And we have to open ourselves to a new possibility, that maybe it's in a different direction we have to go. But you see, the unconscious mind will respond to the nature of the question that we ask. You see, if we are part of the infinite mind, why can we not experience its wisdom? This is a question I ask all the time. And the best I've come to is that we don't experience it because we are mentally and emotionally congested. We're blocked off by our doubts, our fears, and our false beliefs. Our doubts, our fears, and our false beliefs. Think about this. Mental congestion, the inability to see beyond what we believe we know. And what do we fear most? What do we doubt most? What do we create false beliefs most about? The unknown. That's right. We create false beliefs about the unknown because we have doubts that we can go there. We have doubts, not only doubts, but we have fears. And fear will paralyze us. Fear will stop us from going forward. How many of you right now are fearful? Be honest with yourself. You're not going to tell anyone, but how many of you out there are fearful? Now look at that fear. How is that fear limiting you? Let me give you an example. If you're living in fear, you are living with stress. The greater the fear, the greater the stress. The more fear, the more stress, the more the stress breaks down your physical, emotional, immune system. The more your immune system is broken down, the more susceptible you become to dis-ease. Do you get that? Your body becomes inflamed because of fear. When your body becomes inflamed, it doesn't perform as well as it can. It doesn't naturally heal as quick as it can. That's one of the things medicine has discovered. That many, many times, depending on the illness, doctors will give you a steroid such as a prednisone. Why? Prednisone reduces inflammation. When you reduce inflammation, the body can do what it does. It can heal itself. Guess what causes the greatest inflammation in the body? Stress. How can you relieve stress? You can meditate every day, twice a day. It's known, it's proven to relieve stress. What else can you do? You can do deep breathing every day. It oxygenates the body. It's a natural anti-inflammant, mentally and physically. When you do these things, guess what happens when you're breathing really deep and then you meditate? There are no fears. There are no doubts. You know what you're doing. You're breathing deep and you're silencing your mind. When you do that, you take back your control. You take your power. See, what you're noticing right now in the world is that the universe is in a state of change, constant change. And unless we are changing constantly, we will remain or will become even more congested. That's right. Through all that we're going through on the planet right now, all over the world, we need to be more flexible than ever. We need to find our ground, to become grounded. And I want to invite you to find grounding in building a daily spiritual practice that includes meditation, includes deep breathing, includes positive, affirmative self-talk. It includes being out in nature and seeing the beauty of life that surrounds us. The beauty that a tree can grow. No matter where, it can grow and prosper and bear fruit. Nature is absolutely incredible. Nature will teach you how to be flexible, to adapt. A tree that is rigid, when a hurricane comes, will snap in two. A tree that has bend, that is flexible, will survive the storm. Nature gives us so many clues. We have to look and we have to listen. You see, we're tapped into the infinite mind. And ideas come to us based on the simple fact of where are we placing our attention. If you're placing your attention on the problem, the ideas of a greater problem will come. If you're placing your ideas on the solution, greater ideas will come that will solve what you're dealing with. Your attention is what changes everything, because where energy flows, attention goes. Where attention goes, energy flows. Do you see? You can reverse those two. Your energy will focus your attention. Vice versa, your attention will focus your energy. Your energy will create your experience. So realize there is an infinite mind. It is right there for you to use. It desires nothing more than to give you freely, without condition, any answer that you're seeking. Your job is to be still, ask, and listen, and know that the I am that you are is part of the I am that knows everything. Don't believe me. Test it. Prove it for yourself. And become the source of all the wisdom you will ever need. Let's pray. What I know is that there is one. It is infinite, it is all-knowing, it is everywhere present. There is one mind. That mind is God's mind. That mind is infinite. That mind is perfect. It is here right now, and it is my mind, and it is your mind. I know that that mind freely gives whatever it is asked. So I freely accept all the answers that I seek. I claim and know for each of you that you freely accept and receive all the answers that it gives. I claim and accept that you hear clearly the answer to your questions. I know that this divine wisdom also guides you to the questions that are perfect for you as you unfold your unique self within this world at this time. knowing that I am receiving the wisdom I seek, knowing that you are receiving the wisdom that you seek. I know that our lives are now more enriched than ever because we know the path. And knowing the path, all fear dissipates, and we proceed forward, one step at a time, being guided by divine wisdom with each and every step. So my heart fills with gratitude, because it's in gratitude that I know that the truth has been made known, and I have nothing to fear. And I claim and know that there's nothing to fear for you. So I bless our gathering, I bless this prayer, knowing it is done. And I release it into that infinite mind, that cosmic intelligence that always says yes and makes it so. And in that wisdom, I let it go. And so it is. Amen. So we come to the time of our service where we get to demonstrate the law of giving and receiving. So before we go any further, I want to invite you to say our financial freedom affirmation with me. Do this together with me. I know you're out there, I know you're at home, and there's people around, it doesn't matter. But when you say this, say it with emotion, because the universe hears and feels and knows whether you believe it or not. I live in gratitude, knowing that I am financially free to do what I want, when I want, and how I want. And so it is. So knowing that infinite abundance is with you, I invite you to share some of that abundance with Agape. Support us. If we are supporting you, the universe would say, give back. Create a circle of giving and receiving. You can give by texting, the number's right in front of you, or you can use the QR code, or simply go to agapespiritualcenter.com. And when you go there, click on the Give tab. You can give once, or you can sign up and give each and every week, automated. If you're a part of our community, I would highly invite you to be automated. And you'll notice that there are levels of giving, and with each level of giving, we give back. We give back more to you. So check it out. I'm sure you'll find a way that's best for you. Also, I want to invite you to stay connected. Join our email list where you can get my daily thought each and every morning, as well as a once-a-week email that tells you what's upcoming, events and classes. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to agapespiritualcenter.com. You'll see sign up for our email list, sign up, and be a part. Get that wisdom. Also, if you want to connect with us, you can do so daily with our Zoom meditations every day at 7 a.m. on Zoom. Everyone's invited. At 8 a.m., I do a talk for about 10 minutes. I call it Thoughts That Can Change Your Life. It's on Facebook and on YouTube. It's on the Agape Spiritual Center Facebook page, and it's on Rev Lee Wallach's YouTube. Only thing is, on Sundays, I do it at 7:30 instead of 8. Also, we have weekly in-person or online services like you're watching right now. If you're here in Dallas, you can come and experience us in person. And also on Wednesdays, I have gatherings on Zoom, and everyone's welcome to do that. And so I want you to know that I have a workshop coming up on October 30th. That workshop is your personal values determination. This is the best thing I do that gives clarity to you on what's important to you and how to live your life. It's only $100. It'll be the best $100 you spend. It'll be the best. I've got an hour down there. It's probably more an hour and a half. It depends on how well we go into it, and I know we'll go into it well. I also want to let you know that if you're in Dallas or you want to come to Dallas, I'm doing a one-day retreat in my home on Saturday, November 13th. I'm opening it to the first 12 people. So if you'd like to be a part of that retreat, I invite you to sign up. You can use the QR code or go to agapespiritualcenter.com and click on the events tab, and you'll find it there. If you're in need of spiritual support, affirmative prayer, you're welcome to contact one of our 3 wonderful practitioners. You can do that on our website. There's a page where you send in a prayer request. And if you want a personal one-on-one call, they will be happy to call you. We are here to support you because we understand in these difficult times that support is the one thing we can offer. And we understand that together we are so much stronger, so much wiser, that we can transcend the illusion that we're experiencing and create an illusion of life where it's a world that works for everyone. Until next time, be you, because it's more than enough. And know that if no one else tells you, I love you and I accept you just the way you are. Until next week, aloha.